Alright guys, today we're going to be going over my profile for locals this Saturday. I got 4th place in Top Cut because 2 branded SB players drawed. But yeah, so we just didn't play out Top Cut, we just decided to split, we were all tired. But yeah, so let me get into this. Alright, so for the main deck, for monsters, for Scrap Engine, we're on 3 Recycler. It is literally the best normal summon in the deck. It's full combo. With 3 Recycler, we're playing 3 more Recycler. It is basically just normal summon, effect, target self, destroy it. You gain an additional normal summon / set of a scrap monster. What is Recycler? A scrap monster. But guess what? If it destroys itself by its own effect and it's sent to the graveyard, you can add any scrap monster from your deck to your hand. So you can just add it, normal summon, full combo. So yeah, you're playing 6 copies. Oh wait, it gets better. You're playing 9 copies because Fossil Dig can search Raptor, and then Raptor can do its whole thing, search Recycler, and then you just full combo from there. Yeah, and then 1 Golem to make your combo work. It's really important. The main problem that this deck had before was like if you open this card, the combo's dead. But because of the existence of Jet Sycron being returned, it isn't, because we can just recycle. So the combo is Recycler, dump Jet Sycron effect. If you have the Golem, you would discard the Golem. If you don't have a Golem, you would just get rid of any other card in your hand, really. Summon out, do your scrap combo, which leads to you summoning this and then reborning Recycler. But yeah, that's our scrap package. For the Orcust package, we are playing a large Orcust package for what some people would consider. I personally think this is like just standard, unless you're playing like sub engine type stuff. But 3 Gearsu, we need another like actual route besides the scrap route, because the scrap route can die kind of easily. It's still really good though. So 3 Gearsu, he's a really good starter. He is 1 card Orcust combo just because he can self-generate Galatea by creating tokens on your board and your opponent's board, which leads to a cool little combo you can do with Rivalry. You can do him, effect, put a machine token on your opponent's board, set Rivalry, activate Rivalry, and your opponent's locked in the machines. So if they don't have the like back removal, they lose. Then we're on 3 Nightmare, French Nightmares. Yeah, you gotta love it. It's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, Nightmares, like the main Orcust card, and he just gets you through all your stuff. Allows you to dump. Really cool because he has a really good matchup with Appaloosa, because you can just generate yourself an extra Appo negate. 2 Symbol. Sometimes it comes up to symbol out a Gearsu in full combo, but you can also symbol out the Ding, which is the combo, or what the deck usually does. 1 Brass. A lot of people don't play Brass. I like Brass. Just it's good in the scrap route, especially if you like open, like say like 1 of any of the. So say like you have 2 1s. So like say like I have Gearsu Nightmare Symbol, or like Symbol Gearsu, or like I have 2 Orcust monsters. For scrap combo, you would dump the Brass. Brass would special 1 of those. You'd keep their effect instead of using it that turn, and then you just go off crazy. And must have 1 of Wand. It's really good. Summons back out. It's crazy. You can boost your Appo by dumping it with a Nightmare. And then like Golem, like in the scrap combo before, if you open this, your scrap combo is dead. But now, because of Jet Sycron, you can also just discard this. If you open Golem and this, it's kind of rough. And then if you open the Jet Sycron, it's kind of rough. But it's way better than playing the Rose Nyx, Because like if you open both of them, you're kind of in a rough spot anyway. So, but like opening one of them now and still being able to play is better than before. And with Orcust, we have one Babel, one return. Babel's explanatory, by the way. You should be playing it in any Orcust build. One return. I like one. I played on 3 the longest, and I definitely think 3 is better than 2. I like 1 though, just because I'm trying to stay at 40. Oh, and I forgot to mention, our Orcust package was as big as it is because a lot of times setting this up and needing an Orcust in hand is really good for the +1, because you don't get this in hand. Usually you just set it and then activate it from field. But yeah, our Orcust package is also big because we have an extender in deck that some of you already know what I'm talking about. And then 1 Crescendo. It's an Omni Negate. It's crazy. Then the Must Run Succession for the scrap combo. It's really good. You just reborn out anything. Yeah, that's like your whole engine stuff. Then Gizmek for extenders. We have Gizmek. He banishes the top 8 and he can special summon himself from hand or graveyard as a quick effect. And then he has an on-field effect, which comes up sometimes, but you can't use both of them in the same turn. And the pop effect is only on your turn. But he's one of the reasons why we play a bigger Orcust package, because like he's basically just desire cost. You're banishing a bunch of stuff from the top of your deck, so you make sure you don't banish everything. And then a mini Dark Warrior engine. Greffer, he's the extender. I don't play Armageddon Knight. I cut it because I think Armageddon Knight is not based. Like, he's a normal summon, but like he's like the ability to not be able to he burns your normal summon and is just like a recycler that can't do scrap combo pretty much. Because like he's not as good as Gearsu because he's not the Orcust name. And then Greffer, he doesn't need to be the Orcust name because I can just extend with him, like say like the Stop Jet Sycron or the Ash or Imperm Recycler. I have this in hand. I can special summon it out and still pull off scrap combo. So that's why we play those. For hand traps, 3 Ash, 2 Valor, and 3 Imperm. I think that's all you need. Like, this deck, it's okay going second. It can push through a lot of stuff. You just gotta navigate it right. The hand trap ratio is fine. Playing 8 hand traps, you have a solid chance of seeing them in your starting hand. I wouldn't play anymore. Because, like, again, this isn't one of the decks that can turn hand traps into combos. This deck, like, if you top deck a hand trap, it hurts. Yeah, let's just get those out of here. For Ghost Seconds, 2 Chalice. I haven't ordered droplets yet. They're coming in. I'm ordering them next week because I need them for Splite or Sprite. But yeah, so there's the 2 Chalice, and then for one of Foolish Burial, it's full combo. It's crazy. And then obviously one of Called By. Yeah, Called By is self-explanatory in every deck. But yeah, that's the main deck. It was 40 cards. So yeah, let's move on to the extra. Alright, for the extra deck, we were playing 2 Dingirsus. They are like must run. You have to run it at 2 if you're playing any build that plays Orcust. Dingirsu must be played at 2. It's so broken. It outs so much. I went up against a Dragoon matchup today, or not today, Saturday, and it like just outs Dragoon. This deck has no problem dealing with a Dragoon because the way you can recur this is crazy. Like, you just force and use the negate effect, special summon, non-targeting send. It doesn't destroy or target, but it still puts the Dragoon in graveyard, which is crazy. Then 2 Galatea. Some people played at 3. I think you should be playing it at 3. If you're new and don't know like at all where to be going and like how to play this deck, 2 is very manageable. If you know how to do your resources, you should be fine, because like if you use this properly late game, you can just recycle Symbol Skeleton, and Symbol Skeleton can recycle this. That doesn't really ever come up though, but like it's always an option. And then for the scrap cards, the 1 Wyvern that you have to play and the Lib that you need to play. Lib is so good. It pairs up really nicely with IP and being an interruption when used as link material, which IP lets you link summon on your opponent's turn. It's crazy. Scrap Wyvern, if you're going second and you're pulling a scrap combo, Wyvern is such like a free card. He becomes just a free body that has to link to, clears a card on your opponent's board to let you do combo. It's really good. Now just for the cards that we run, 1 Link Karibo. You need it for like if you're doing Gear 2 route, you can clear your token because Galatea requires effect monsters. And then also, if you open Jet Sycron, you can make lines with it, which is crazy. Then the Dark Charmer, me and a friend called him Derek. This came up so fun because I outed the Dragoon, and then I used the Dark Charmer to special summon the Dragoon. And like, I should have known this, and I could have been wrong. I will say this, like, it didn't matter if I had the Dragoon or not, but I thought Dragoon non-target was a card condition. I called Judge over to confirm, because like I made the Dark Charmer. There were multiple legal targets in grave that did effect, and I did target the Dragoon, called a judge over to make sure it was like, to see if like that's a legal activation, and he said yes it is. So I was like, oh okay. So then yeah, but those are just for like the running cards. Then IP, amazing card, beautiful with this deck, because we can make the Phoenix, which is usually just out to Tikaboo, because you can use dinosaurs in this deck. Unless a machine, make this out Tikaboo setup. Unicorn is one of the main things that you go into with IP. My personal favorite thing to go into is Zeroboros. Oh yeah, and with Unicorn it's counts as 2 shuffle backs, because he shuffles back, and the Lib that you use with IP is also a second shuffle back. Then Topic Logic, because like if they just don't do anything past their turn because they brick, or like if they do something and they haven't killed anything on your board, or before they go battle phase, you can just put this guy on the board. Gizmek, come on, board clear everything, banish it all, including himself. He summons back out, and he's basically Grand Maju and gains 200 attack for every banished card. And then the final IP card, well, you can go into other stuff with IP, but these are the main ones. And it's Appaloosa. It's crazy. You can, with this deck, you can turn 2 Materia Appo into 3, 3 Materia Appo into 4, and I have done it before. I've made a 4 Materia Appo 5 negates, because Nightmare can increase by 800. But yeah, that's it for the IP engine. Then access code, it's crazy. Board clears, game winning card. I don't make him too much in this deck, but when he does come up, it's really good. And then Brawl Sword, usually our game closer, because it's really free with this deck. That's it for the extra deck. We're going to move on to the side now. So for the side deck, we have the 2 tokens, obviously, because we're Orcust gaming. So, yep, we need 2 World Legacy tokens. We got 2 rivalries. It's really good. I want to bump it up to 3, but I only have 2. And this deck isn't like a tier 0, not even tier 3 deck. So, like, I'm just not going to really put the money that I should put into it in. Just play with what I have. Rivalry at 2. It's actually perfectly fine. Then the card of the hour, or month, like format, I guess. D-Barrier. It's crazy good, self-explanatory, and I hate fusion decks. Yeah, then we go for 3 anti-spell, because anti-spell is really good. Yeah, the closest thing I have to IO, and I miss IO. 1 red reboot. This was something that I didn't want to play, but like my red Gekis haven't came in the mail yet, so I just played this. 2 Dark Hole. Probably should have played Dark Ruler instead, but I think even this is better than Dark Ruler, because for Orcust, like, sure, negating the board is fine, but like, you need to be able to clear the board. And if you're using your monsters to clear the board, you're probably like not going to be able to like set up enough interruption to kill them, or like to stop them from playing, because you've had to go like access code set up with your IP's definitely already gone at this point. If it's not, then I guess you're cool, and you can set up the Topologic and board clear them on their turn again. But so I just like this. I can board clear full combo if I already have stuff on board and I top deck it. More Orcust, we proc off of our graveyard, so it actually does not affect us as much as people think. Back row hate, the Feather Duster, and 3 Twin Twisters. Twin Twister, you can play Cosmics if you want. Twister is definitely better because discarding cards, like I said, this deck, your graveyard is your hand. So, yeah, and then English copy of Nightmare, so I can have a translation because people want to ask what it does. But yeah, that's it from the deck list. It was 40, 15, 15. Went 3-1. Yeah,